What is our first main topic today?
Our first main topic comes from Joshua Cohn. Last week, I predicted that Top Gun Maverick will take back the top spot at this week's box office. Well, according to Saturday estimates, it's neck and neck with Elvis, a movie I'm surprised by. Both projected around 30.5 million. The major news, though, is Top Gun Maverick being the first 2022 movie to pass $1 billion worldwide. Other great news are 4 movies above 20 million total this weekend. Thanks, and bring on the filthy. John, is that amazing?
Look, we have been talking for weeks. We talked about it again last week when it crossed 900 million. But it's in the sense of a historical context, it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
For only the second time since 2019, a new movie has joined the $1 billion club. The only other movie to do that since 2019 was Spider-Man: No Way Home. And it's the first non-comic book movie to join, I think since Aladdin. I think Aladdin might have been the last one to join that. And prior, that's a Disney film too.
Right.
And I think it's the first non-Disney film to join the $1 billion club since Jurassic World Dominion. Though, like, however long ago that one was.
And when was the last time Paramount had a $1 billion grossing movie?
I think I was being conceived by my parents. I mean, probably since sooner than that, but I think it might have been before my time. I mean, I just don't know. It's been a while. And for it to be not only a non-comic book movie, non-fantasy, non-superhero, non-magical, non-whatever, based on a well-known, but let's be honest, Top Gun, the original Top Gun was not a box office juggernaut when it was out. And when fans are being really honest, a lot of people say, yeah, the original Top Gun is super memorable, but it was okay.
Right.
I have never seen anybody have the original Top Gun movie listed on their top 10 greatest films of all time.
My favorite movie ever.
Yeah, I've never heard that phrase said, right? So, in the midst of pandemic recovery, in an industry that is completely dominated by the comic book genre, based on a 36-year-old IP that didn't do all that great in the first place when it came out, for that movie to cross $1 billion, it's significant for a couple of things. Number one, for Tom Cruise, obviously the first film he's ever had. It's already been the biggest film of his career for a while. But it's now Tom Cruise can say, I have a $1 billion film. In his long 40-year career, he's never been able to say that, and now he has. Secondly, we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the show, so I don't want to go into it too much here. It is a reflection and a sign of the recovering health of the movie theater industry. Right. And again, we will go more into that a little bit later. So that's another big thing. But thirdly, it's just this. If you just make a really good, fun movie, good things can happen. Now, of course, Rob, we've seen a lot of great movies not have box office success. But when you make a good, great, fun movie, you put your movie in a position where it can succeed. And this just kind of caught a lot of lightning in the bottle for a lot of different things. And I couldn't be happier for it because I love this movie.
Right.
It is such a good time at the theaters. Ray, you and my wife and your sister and your other sister, Olive, you guys went to go see it in 4DX, which was not the experience you were hoping for, but at least you got to see it in a new way.
It has to be just like Top Gun for me to ever watch something in 4DX again. It's a little much, but but for Top Gun, like, because we watched the trailers and everything that happened in the trailer, it shook. And I was like, oh my gosh, is it going to be like this the whole movie? Like when he's using his tools, like, is it going to shake like that? And luckily, when the movie started, it calmed down. It did it in the right places. So it's going to have to be very specific for me to actually want to watch something 4DX. Maybe if Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron comes out, or whatever that movie is, that Star Wars one,
right?
That would be a movie to watch in 4DX. Right. Anything with flight or something like Top Gun.
Yeah.
But it was packed. It was packed. I think every seat was taken in that theater. So I knew it was going to do well. I mean, you're welcome, Mr. Cruise. You're welcome, Paramount. We got you over that $1 billion. Now it's time for $2 billion, baby.
Yeah, I'm willing to take that bet. I'll take that bet. I don't think that's going to happen.
The quietness.
And by the way, we don't know. We will find out a little bit later today if Top Gun may have taken the top spot at the box office again. Now, we don't know yet because on Sunday, the box office report comes out. But those are estimates.
Right.
And the estimates are normally pretty damn close. But then Monday, the actuals come out. Now, here's why I say we don't really know yet. Because according to the estimates that came out on Box Office Mojo, Top Gun Maverick is in the number 1 spot over Elvis by $176. Not $176,000, by $176. It would be the thinnest thing of margin of separation ever in the history of the box office. But again, we will get the actual number. So maybe Elvis was number 1, maybe Top Gun. Regardless, it crosses the $1 billion mark.
That's literally like 6 people.
The chat is saying Elvis took number 1, but let me confirm that. I guess people are
Oh,
saying
maybe
that-
the actuals came out. Okay,
Yeah.
but either way, it's huge.
We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Masterclass. You guys know we love Masterclass around here and have been talking about them for a while. With over 100 classes from a wide range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think. And you guys know one of my favorite classes on here is Bob Iger teaching business strategy and leadership. I go back and watch that like all the time. But also I recently discovered the new class on comedy by Steve Martin, where it includes comedy screenwriting as he does this great case study for one of my all-time favorite comedies, Roxanne. I've gotten more into screenwriting by taking a class from Aaron Sorkin himself. And of course, you guys know I'm a poker guy and I love my good Canadian kid, Daniel Negreanu. And I've been watching his stuff on poker strategy. It's absolutely fantastic. So guys, we highly recommend that you check it out. Get unlimited access to every single masterclass. And as a John Campea Show viewer and listener, you get 15% off an annual membership. So go to masterclass.com/Campea. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off Masterclass.
It's huge. Rob, look, we've talked a lot about this so far. I mean, I still remember a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, however long ago CinemaCon was, like us sitting there as the credits started to roll going, that was so incredible, such a great experience.
Yeah.
But it became $1 billion. How significant is this, that this movie, this kind of movie, hits the $1 billion mark?
Well, I think it's significant in the sense that for me, why I like this movie so much is because what it does is we all have, like you said, Top Gun was not the greatest movie in the world. I call it a confection. It was a confection of the mid 80s. You know, it was born out of Ridley Scott and Tony Scott and their production companies. And it was a commercial. It was like a beautiful commercial with hot dudes and hot planes and a hot romance and hot songs. And it was a product of its time. But what's so interesting to me about this movie, and I think the reason that people are connecting with it, is Tom Cruise didn't just sell out and reproduce the original Top Gun and try and, you know, he could have tried to reproduce the film. He actually imbued that movie with, and I don't mean to get too highfalutin, but meaning. So if you're a guy like myself, I watched this movie 36 years ago, I've owned it on every different home video format, but watching this movie again, it didn't just give me nostalgia. It's sort of the way Tom Cruise was in the movie is kind of the way I am. We've gotten older. Life has changed. Things have happened. Girls have come and gone. Old flames have come and gone.
You both date Jennifer Connelly.
I wish. But I could relate because the message of the movie is that there is still relevance even after 36 years. You get
Right.
older and there's still, and I think the message of that film, especially for audiences that might have been there at the time, was very uplifting. You know, you walk out of it and you go, and more so than just, that was a good movie. I walk out of there holding my head high I'm not as old as Tom Cruise yet, but I'm certainly getting there. And it made me feel good about who I am, if that made any sense. Not that I'm a fighter pilot and can save the world from nuclear apocalypse, but I just, in terms of my life, you know, there's been so much stuff that's beaten down, and you watch this movie and it does what really good movies do. It puts a smile on your heart, John. And I think that's what people are responding to. It's not just a great time at the movies, but it's a great time for everybody. You might be young and beautiful and pretty. But then you could all be 36 years older, like me from the original, and think, have I done enough with my life? Can I still be relevant? Tom Cruise tells me, yes, I can.
60-year-old Tom Cruise
60-year-old.
Yes, you can.
He does.
Take them old records off the shelf, Rob, and you can sit and listen to them by yourself. I mean, Tom Cruise is back, baby. By the way, this is really interesting. This comes to us from the folks over at Variety wrote, although the Top Gun sequel comes more than 35 years after the original film, it's clear that time has not deterred audiences' interest in Cruise's hotshot pilot. Crucially, the film features plenty for both longtime fans of the original and newcomers alike to enjoy, with Top Gun Maverick's aerial combat alone making it worth the price of admission for many viewers. With movie theaters having struggled for the last few years under the restrictions brought on by the coronavirus pandemic, Top Gun Maverick's record-breaking performance could suggest that, at least for many audiences, blockbuster movies are back and better than ever, which is a really neat observation on their part. And again, we're going to talk about that more in another topic in just a little bit. But the question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Tom Cruise now has a $1 billion film, only the second $1 billion film in the last 3 years to hit. What do you guys make of that? Jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.